Have you ever heard of Thomas the Tank Engine? If you have been around like little kids between the age of 2 or 7 years old or so, I'm sure you have. My son adored Thomas so much that he could even name every single train, know what color they are, and the numbers they had printed on them. I was glad when I heard that he was coming to visit me over the summer, but I had a ton of work to do, so I brought him a Thomas DVD. The cover looked innocent enough. What was so interesting was that Thomas was smiling and little wooden children were waving their arms out of the window in his coaches. The DVD was called Thomas and the Children. He was so excited to see the DVD that right off the bat he played it with me to pop it into the DVD player. I went to work while he watched it. After a few hours, he came into my office, looking pale as a sheet. Are you okay?
Daddy, why did Thomas kill the children?
That's what he said. But my heart sank like a stone, but I soon brushed it off. I'm sure Thomas didn't kill the children. I reassure him. No, you need to rest and take some medicine. I gently pushed him towards his room. Come on now. After putting him to bed, I got curious as to what he had seen. I popped in the DVD and began to watch the episode played. It seemed normal though. The episode began as Thomas was told to take the group of children to the seaside by the instructions of Sir Topham Hatt. I noticed something odd though. There was no narrator in this episode, like the rest of the episodes did show. Then Thomas picking up the little wooden children and then show every single one of them climb on board. And then there was a scene with him zooming down the rails like he always did. The kids were cheering, but then there was a trouble, as they say in the show. Bertie the bus was stuck on the railway tracks. This was when the episode got stranger. Bertie stared at Thomas in fear, but the little blue engine just smiled and speed up. What was even disheartening is that he started laughing. The kids were crying now, and little tears can be seen coming down from their wooden faces. Thomas crashed into Bertie, causing pieces of them to fly everywhere. Usually by now the narrator would say, luckily, no one was hurt. But there was no reassurance for the kids. The episode then showed the carriages inside the coaches where limbs were broken off. What looked like an actual blood had even splattered everywhere. Heads had been ripped off of the little bodies of the little dolls. Worse yet, the children still had tears painted upon their faces. Everything went to static. After that, I felt myself boiling over with anger. What kind of sicko would create something that messed up for little kids? When I paused the static, the message started to appear on the screen, disturbing messages like kill, obey, multiply, then died. I watched the static for over an hour, and I noticed 30 different types of messages, which just seems odd. Before going myself to bed, I would not expose my child to any more with that shit. I checked on him. He was happily asleep and snoring, clutching his teddy. I had a nightmare from this, where when the children came into my room, they were lifelike, as tall as a normal person. Their twisted forms grabbed my limbs and tore me apart. When I heard the blasted train laughing, when I woke up covered in blood, knife in my hand, I was too afraid to go check in my son's room. I think I may have killed him.